Hello, welcome to SMTech. Today we are going to solve the day 12 of August LeetCode challenge. So today's problem name is Pascal's triangle 2. So basically, if you have not read the problem statement, you can pause the video and you can read it, then we can proceed. Okay. So if you read the problem statement properly, it's saying that we will be given one input or integer number that you can consider as row index, and basically we need to return a list of integers for that particular index, right? So at first let us understand what is Pascal triangle is, okay, how it works. So if you check this GIF or animation, you can have some idea, right, what is Pascal triangle. So basically it is like this, right? So suppose initially so each level I marked each level, so we'll start from 0, then 1 2 3 4, okay. So for the first level there should be only one cell, right, 1. But for the second cell, for the second row, or for the first row, it's for 0 row. It's for the first row, we will have 2 cells. Similarly, for the second row, it will increase, right? So basically, it will increase, and it will be 3 for second row, right? But what will be the middle value? So middle cell value will be this one, right? So it should be, okay. So it should be the addition of this and addition of this, and in the left or right side, it will be 1 only, okay. So basically it will be 2 here, okay. So it should be 2. Now again for the third row, again in the extreme left and extreme right, it will be always 1. Here it will be 1 plus 2, again it will be 3, and again it will be, and for this one, so it will be 3, and again it will be 3 also, right? So now suppose for the fourth row, what will happen here? So left and right will remain same, and in this case it will be 4, 3 plus 1 4, and again it will be 3 plus 3 6, and again it will be 3 plus 1 4, right? So this is how the calculation will happen, right? So suppose if they want us, if the input is 1, then we need to return 1 1. If input is 3, then we need to return 1 3 3 1, right? And if it is 4, then we need to return 1 4 6 4 1, okay. So this is the actual problem, right? We need to solve it. So we need to find out some way using which we can return the values for corresponding row, right? Okay. So let's solve it. So how we can solve it? So what we can, we should not use any extra space, because we at the end of our execution, we are always returning one list, right? So we can use that list, and we can run couple of for loop to get those value, right? So let's try to understand how we can solve it. So what I will do, at first I will take one list, okay. So basically I can take one list, and in that list I will take one list, and I will initialize the list with initially I will insert 1, right? For 0 we should always 1, so it should always start with 1. So suppose my row index is 2, what I will do, so if my row index is 2, then I don't need to do any calculation, right? We can append another 1, and we can return it like this 1 1 for second row. But for the or the first row, actually you can say, if it start from 0, okay. But from the second row and onwards, we need to calculate the middle cell values, right? So how we can do that? So what I will do, so whenever I will increment my counter or I value or whatever, or the index value, initially I am going to add 1, right? Because always we are appending 1 at the end, right? So you can see that always in the end it will remain 1 only, and both for left and right side, okay. But we need to, so initially what I will do, I will directly append 1 in the end, right? So my array list will look like 111 for row second row. Now we need to calculate the actual value for this middle element, right? So what I will do, I can take another for loop. In that for loop I can calculate it, right? So what I will do, in the last position I already appended it. So what I will do for this position, I will just do the addition of this and -1 value, right? So if it is j, then j, so list of get j plus list dot get j minus 1, right? So basically we are going to do addition of these two value, right? Okay, and if we do addition of these two value, so it will become, and we replace that value for that corresponding j index, right? It will look like this 1 to 1, right? So this is our expected answer, right? So this is the way we are going to solve it. So let me write the Java code first, then that will give you more clear understanding. So, and then I will give you the code walkthrough also, right? So let us write the Java code first, then that will be helpful to understand, okay. So what I will do, at first I need to declare one array, right? So it should be list integer and result. We are going to add numbers in this list only, right? And let me take it as a linked list only. So linked list, and it should be an integer, right? Okay, so what I will do, so at first I will run one for loop, right? Before that we need to append or add 1, right? Initially we should add 1. So for 0th row it should always have one cell or one value in the list, and that should be 1, right? Now I need to run one for loop. It should be I equals to 1, since we are just considering from row 1 only, and our loop will run till I less than equal to row index, right? So it will be less than equal to row index, and it should be I plus plus. So whenever, as I told already, whenever I am incrementing my row values or I value, so that's actually index, right? I am going to append 1, right? Because for each and every level, you can, if you see the diagram, for each level we are just number of cell is increasing by 1, right? Initially it is 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, right? So initially whenever I am increasing my index, I am going to add number 1 there, right, in the end, right? So now for 1 we have two elements, 1 and 1, right? But for 1 we don't need to do anything, we can return directly from here. But for 2 we need to calculate the middle element, right? So to calculate the value of those middle cells or elements, we need to write another for loop, and it should be int j. J should be start from I minus 1. Because why I minus 1? Because we are just considering, we are not considering the rightmost one, right? We are not just considering this one. We need to calculate this one, right? So this is my I, it should be I minus 1, right? So it should be j equals to I minus 1, and it will run till j greater than 0. Why greater than 0? Again, because we are not considering this one, right? The leftmost one. We are just bothered about the middle portion only, right? So it should be I minus 1, then j greater than 0, and j minus minus. We are going to decrement the j. So we will start from this side only, then from the higher side to lower side, okay? Now what I will do, now I need to calculate that middle value, right? So currently it's look like it should, currently my value is like this, right? Now I need to calculate the middle value, recalculate it, right? So my j is only here only, right? Since it's I minus 1, okay? So it should be result. So we can use the inbuilt set method. So we are just going to update the value for that index, right? So we are using dot set method and j, and what it will be, it should be result. So it should be always this value plus the previous value, right? So let's do that. So result dot get j plus result dot get j minus 1, okay? And we are going, whatever the value, after adding those value, we are going to set it in the j index. I think that's pretty much. Now just return it, right? Now return result. Okay, I think that's pretty much for this code. Let us run it and check whether it's compiling or not. I think it's throwing some error. Okay, actually we don't need it actually. So since it's a generic thing, so let's run it once again and check. Yeah, I think it's giving us the expected answer. Let's submit it also and check whether it's accepted or not. Yeah, I think it's already accepted. I think that's pretty much. Let's try to understand, do the recap once again, and try to understand the code and try to understand the space and time complexity. Okay, so basically we took one blank list, then we are starting from I equals to 1, since we are done with the 0th row already, and for 0th row we know that every time it will have only one value, so that's 1. We already appended it. For second, so suppose we are calculating for the first row, again I will initially add 1, and in this case we don't have any middle element because it's have only 2 elements, so we don't need to perform this logic, this second for loop, right? Then again we will move further. So for suppose I need to calculate for second index, right? Then again I am going to initially append it here. Now I will run one for loop to update this middle value, right? So we are not bothered about the leftmost and the rightmost thing. So our loop will start from I minus 1 to greater than 0, right? So now I will pick this index and I will do the addition, right, of this index and the previous index. So 1 plus 1, it will be 2, right? So this will be for second index. So suppose we need to calculate it for third index. Again I will initially append it 1 here. Then again I need to calculate this 2 middle value, right? So for this middle value again I will do 1 plus 2, it will be 3, and for this value it will be 2 plus 1, it will be 3, right? So this is how. So suppose we need to calculate for now fourth one. So again I will going to append one or add one in the last. Then again I need to calculate these three value, right? So I need to calculate these three value. So again I will do 3 plus 1, it will give me 4. Again for this one, after j minus minus, it will be 3 plus 3, it will be 6. Again for this one it will be 3 plus 1, it will be 4, right? So exactly it will look like this, 1 4 6 4 1. So this is the code. Hope you understand it. So what is the time complexity here? So since we are using 2 for loop, so you can say the time complexity is kind of order of n squared, since we are iterating through 2 for loop. And for the space complexity thing, I think we are not using extra spaces, we are using linear space, right? We are using one list only, right? So order of n, right? So hope you like this video. I think that's pretty much for this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.